They're willfully ceding our nation to fascism in the face of the results across 7 states that defy any precedent or reasonable explanation. We all deserve a swing state hand recount. Hilarious. It said Starlink had been exploding communication satellites, and Musk is destroying the evidence. They said that the voting had been hacked at the tabulation level. Wow, this sounds like they're denying the election. And if we applied their rules to them, well, they'd be banned from the internet and canceled. We got strikes. We got suspended for election misinformation, for questioning 2020. Liberals are now blaming Elon Musk and Starlink for rigging the election. Very unhappy that Kamala lost. Obviously, somebody else is responsible for this. It's not their terrible ideas, their wrecking of America, and their lunacy. No. It's the space lasers. Here is the story from Telegraph. It says left-wing conspiracy theorists now claim that Elon Musk used his satellites to steal the election. Oh no. That's old phrase I guess they've repurposed. It used to be right-wing conspiracy theorists. Now it's left-wingers. Wow. It's supposed to be a dirty word, but you know, unlike them, they call us right-wing conspiracy theorists. And as a result of that label, they want us censored, banned, canceled, deplatformed, debanked, no airlines, doxxed, everything. Because we're conspiracy theorists. We're harmful and dangerous and all these things. You're not going to hear that same demand from the right. These people want to get on YouTube and talk about Elon and his space lasers, stealing Dominion machines, whatever. Go hog wild. I encourage them to investigate our elections because we've had a lot of problems with them. And we still don't trust them, even though our guy won. They tried to throw him off. Their passwords were on the internet. It's a mess. So talk all you want, left-wing conspiracy theorists. Get out there and get after it. Have some fun. But this is probably not anything that happened, okay? Don't be a nut. So social media users are now spreading this all over the place. And you can see, here's what some of it looks like. Joe G on here says, I'm not into conspiracy theories, but something doesn't add up. And yes, Starlink could be involved. There's no way she won just a handful of states. Almost feel like this results map was designed. Someone says, I saw an ABC News report with a poll worker saying that they were using Starlink internet when they had a problem. And then Starlink just fixed it. Susie says, absolutely, there are poll workers verifying on video that Starlink was used to tabulate the ballots. I think we need a forensic audit to start of all the states where no voter ID is required. I'm down for that. We should have a close look at our elections through and through. He used Starlink to foil a Ukrainian assault on warships. Now he's doing it to protect an election. Other individual who's talking about this says, if Democrats don't initiate a recount for the swing states and bring an investigation into Elon Musk's involvement in the Trump campaign, they're willfully ceding our nation to fascism in the face of the results across 7 states that defy any precedent or reasonable explanation. We all deserve a swing state hand recount. Hilarious. Elon did it. It's definitely not them. It's some other technological device. Here's the story. Say they claim it was stolen. They say that 20 million votes in the election have, quote, disappeared, or that Starlink was used to interfere. There's a 9-minute video claiming states had used, quote, Starlink in order to tally up the votes. More than 100,000 likes, 55,000 shares, 9,000 times on TikTok. On Threads, one post was viewed more than 42,000 times, 840 shares. It said Starlink had been exploding communication satellites, and Musk is destroying the evidence. They said that the voting had been hacked at the tabulation level. Wow, this sounds like they're denying the election, and there's no widespread evidence of this, and no court has ever proven this. And so they're conspiracy theorists, and if we applied their rules to them, well, they'd be banned from the internet and canceled. We got strikes. We got suspended for election misinformation, for questioning 2020. Hashtags like Trump cheated have been shared across Threads and X, and others calling for recounts. Swing state hand recount. Probably find out Trump won by a lot more. We saw here that in states like Wisconsin, they had over 100% turnout. How does that happen? Yeah, go check them. And why don't we have ID? We can vote with ID in all of those other states. A bunch of states that Kamala won, there's no voter ID required. So how about you do your forensic audit? We pass voter ID. We make sure that our elections are safe and secure, and Republicans will win for the next 50 years. There is no evidence to support the claims on social media, they say. Last week, Jen Easterly from CISA said there's no evidence of any fraud. Allegations that there are millions of missing votes have been spread by both sides, and the discrepancy has now been tightening. In fact, we talked about the discrepancy. Remember, there was a missing batch of votes. There was like 10 million or 20 million votes, but the popular votes are still coming in, and so that margin is shrinking up now. Do not concede. Kamala has received a bunch of votes, and they're doing the thing. All right, so we'll keep our eye on that one. You saw a bunch of other posts out there. Joe Rogan and his conversation is prompting other people to demand a hand recount, and we'll see where it goes. So in the meantime, liberals will continue to point to other people, blame other sources for their problems, and we hope they continue to do that for the next 4 years.